Collective. This is a general spirit check-in, not a one-to-one spirit check-in. So you might not resonate with the whole reading. You might not resonate with any of the reading. Whatever you do resonate with, please take what you need and leave the rest behind. All right. Before I begin the reading, like to smudge. The smudging is timeless. The whole reading is timeless. This message is from Spirit and it is timeless, okay? For whenever you find it, whenever you need it. Now is now. Remember they asked Alan Watts that. Some interviewer for some magazine asked him, or from some platform, media platform asked him, what was your perception of time 2 years ago? And Alan Watts said, now. It was just so like, now is eternal. Doesn't matter if it's 2 years ago or in the future. It's all now. Creator, please bless this reading. Please bless this reading. Please bless this sacred space. Bring in the knowledge and the wisdom and the guidance of the highest realms. Great mystery. Great mystery. Welcome. Grandmothers, grandfathers, ancestors of the highest realms, you are welcome in this reading. Only knowledge and wisdom and guidance of the highest realms is welcome here. Period. Right. Let us begin. Creator, who is coming to this reading and what do they need to hear? This will be the reading of the medicine wheel. This is the reading of the medicine wheel. What are the messages, Creator? What are the messages? What are the messages? Yes, all right. Horned captives, resourcefulness. When this breaks down, it becomes a 29. Sorry, this is number 29. 29 could be significant to you in some way. Excuse me. Or when 29 is broken down, it becomes an 11, which is a master number. 11 is master numbers are powerful. They hold a high frequency of energy. Master numbers are powerful because they double in measure of the number they are broken down to. So an 11 breaks down to a 2. 2 double is a 4. Interesting. This is in the last reading too. The next card that came out is surrender. This is number 48. 48 could be significant to you in some way. When 48 is broken down, it becomes a 12. When 12 is broken down, it becomes a 3. So 4, 3, And this is Sky Dancers, Surrender. Oh, this is of the medicine wheel. That's right. So the first card out is the East, South. Okay. Oh, I love that this is the South. I love that this is the South. Two more cards, please, Creator. Two more cards. The Hollow Bone. Teachability. That's in the West, number 28. 28 could be significant to you in some way. When 28 is broken down, it becomes a 10. When 10 is broken down, it becomes a 1. So this is in the West. This is death and rebirth. 10 and 1. 10 is completion and 1 is rebirth. You know, when we complete a contract, the contract dissolves. And the last card is Dragon's Horde Protecting the Future, and this is in the North. This is also a 12. It's interesting that the North and the South are 12. 48 is a 12 and 12 is a 12. This is number 12. Interesting, because it's at the 12th hour. If this was a clock, this would also be the 12th hour. So completion, some sort of a cycle completing, rebirth happening, protecting the future. Under the dragon are, looks like gems. Dragons are the keepers of mystery. They are the keepers of wealth. They're the keepers of treasure, hidden treasure. So I'm feeling that you may have some resources that somebody else possibly wants to tap into. And what's on the bottom of the deck is covenants. Covenant, sacred contract, number 7. Spiritual contract, some sort of new contract. Yes, this is death and rebirth. Holy smoke. 12, Sky Dancer, Surrender. You're being stripped down. You're allowing yourself, you're surrendering things from your life, you're surrendering things from yourself. So in your recent past, number 4, so this number 29, resourcefulness, this is okay. I want to say recent past, but it's not really recent past, because this is like cyclical. It's cyclical, but it's also now. It's also now, all happening at once. Because what is emerging here from you, yes, the many masks underneath it, but what is emerging is sacred contract. And the many facets of you. Yes, there's no more polarizing now. It's they're just showing me like many masks, like many different. You are the authentic self beneath all the masks. And it's like that is what is coming out. Oh, interesting. Okay, how do I say this, Creator? The Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel is not about a tower. It's about the 7 chakras within the human energy system. the 7 different perceptions, layers of perceptions, the 7 different dimensions of experience, as above, so below. There's not just 7, it's like 7 notes on the piano, and how those 7 notes are eternal. Just because there's, I can't remember how many keys are on a keyboard on a piano, but just because there's that many on a piano doesn't mean that's only how many there is. It's eternal. So the 7 chakras, 7 frequencies, 7 perceptions, 7 continents, 7 races, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 frequencies of light, frequencies of sound, all of it, all of it, all of it. This is incredible. Holy smoke. Okay, why are you saying 7? Why, creator? Why? Okay, the Tower of Babel. Because the Tower of Babel had to do with language, not necessarily dialect like English, French, Spanish, whatever, but more language. And language is experience. You know, a pilot thinks everyone's a pilot. Somebody who's retired thinks everyone is retired. Somebody who's on their spiritual path thinks everyone else is on their spiritual path. You're looking for people, or want to find people who are on their spiritual path because they speak the same language. A pilot can speak the same language as a pilot. Oh, they're just saying, to make this really clear, a coroner can speak the language of a coroner to another coroner. Do you see what I'm saying? They can't just speak that language to anybody. Not everybody can speak the language of death. But a coroner needs more to be an undertaker. You know, this is interesting. So this gets into the true dimensions of language, real dimensions of language, and the 7 chakras. You know, the lower you go, the more dense the language, the more survival based the language is. The higher you go, the more, how do I say this? The lighter, the less dense, the lighter, the more affluent. There's a lot more affluent, but it's a lot more expensive though too. Okay, when you're up in the higher dimensions, you can't be eating McDonald's every day. When you're up in the higher dimensions, you can't be eating sugar and junk food and Slurpees and chips and pie and deep fried foods every day. No, your body requires good food, like holy food, vegetables, brown rice and vegetables. I'm a Ojibwe, and that's like brown rice and vegetables, you know. My system is delicate, you know. We could be diabetic very easily. We can't eat the same foods everyone else eats. We don't have that. Our bodies require we eat of a higher order, you know, and many people don't, and there's many people that have diabetes. Okay. And that's also based on mental health also too, right? So that's just not in my people, that's worldwide. Okay. So out of what's coming in on the east is the number 11. So resourcefulness, cactus, whatever has come in over the east. Maybe this has already happened for you, but cactus, yes. The horns you grew and the spikes you grew in the desert. In the desert, when you had to go through your own desert. You know, when you're coming into sovereignty, you will be required to stand alone. Absolutely. And many of you who subscribe to my channel know exactly what this is. You guys speak of it in your comments. You know exactly what it is to have to, and that's what I mean, being stripped, surrender. You've been stripped of relationships, of people, friends, jobs, co-workers. Many different relationships has been stripped from you. I'm feeling like your naivety of your youth protected you from the truth. And going through the desert, you saw the truth. You saw the truth about humanity. You saw the truth about yourself. There's no more hiding behind youthful eyes of like, oh, we all want to get along. Everybody wants to be whole. You know, that used to be my perception. I projected that onto everybody. Oh, everyone wants to be whole. Everyone wants to be healthy and whole and healed. And I learned, no, they don't. And I had to grow my own horns. I had to grow my own spikes. I had to learn, I had to grow up and see reality and humanity the way they are, not not the naive way that I was. You see what I'm saying? And I had to see the reality of people. And these were people in my life. The people who showed me reality of humanity are the people in my life who I trusted, who were part of my inner circle, that showed me the truth about humanity. It's like the song Hurt by Johnny Cash. I think it was first written by Rick Resner from 9 Inch Nails. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. Anyway, it's a song about the reality of addiction. You know, all of us are addicts in some way. We're all addicts in some way. It's a survival-based mechanism of humanity. Anyway, look up the song Hurt by Johnny Cash, and it's by Trent Reznor. That's who it is, Trent Reznor, not Rick Resner, sorry. Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails. He wrote it. I think it's about addiction, like about heroin or addiction and what happens to the brain and to relationships when people are taken over by their addiction. Either way, the lyrics of that song and what that song teaches is what you had to go through, is the reality of being disappointed. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. And the people in your life let you down. Systems failed you. Friendship systems, family systems, marriage systems, workplace systems. Systems failed you. And they were meant to. It was written for your service, to serve you. It was excruciating, but you got through it. Because between what happened in the spring that brings you into the summer is your surrender. So you understanding the truth, whoever you are, this isn't your first rodeo, and whatever's happened, I'm feeling is at a stage in your life when you're mature enough to enter into a new layer of work, much deeper work, much more responsibility. Much more responsibility. So whatever you're releasing, you're surrendering. Sky Dancer, you're entering into the upper realms. Oh, interesting. And yet this is grounded on the south. This is spring, summer, fall, winter. And this is in the south. This is in the summer. This is grounded in the dense physical dimension, but you brought the higher dimensions, the upper realm. You're accessing the upper realm while your feet are still on the ground, because this is in the south of the medicine wheel, the physical dimension. When it's summer and everything is thriving and in full bloom, and it's the physical dimension in its fullness. All of the seasons are in their fullness, but when it's summer, it's thriving, it's thrive. And you're bringing the higher dimensions down into the physical dimension. Beautiful. Alignment. Okay, number 3, alignment. Light, mass, and energy. Body, soul, and spirit. You are aligning. You've aligned. That's what the sacred contract is about. Your alignment. Alignment into a higher dimension, a higher order of manifestation in your life. Whatever you have completed, you were entering into a higher order of contract with more responsibility. Okay. Oh God, okay. Many economies of the world will fail, are failing, but the economy of God, the economy of spirit will not fail. And that's what you are stepping into. You are stepping onto and into an economy of spirit. This new contract, maybe not for all of you, but for some of you who hear this reading, you are. For others of you, the sacred contract is still more towards your growth, not even your growth. You're entering into a level of arrival in your own of itself in your life, and it's manifesting through a sacred contract. Through others of you, you're entering into, and both of you are entering into the energetic financing of God, which will never ever fail. That will never fail. That will always be, while everything else is collapsing around you, you seem to be in a protective bubble. Set myself on fire here. A protective bubble. Dragon's horde protecting the future. You're being accessed. You've been given access to something, a higher order of wealth, or possibility of wealth, or of abundance, or a higher order of manifestation of a higher dimension because of what you have brought your life through it. You didn't just think your way here. You didn't just talk about it. You didn't just dream about it. You actually have done the work. You've actually done the work. Okay, and then the fall with 28, teachability, hollow bone, teachability. I'm seeing like the bone marrow. And, what is her name who comments on the channel? Kristen, your comment on the channel about the last reading I did with teachability and bone. You talked about the whistle, the flute made from the bone. Again, frequency, the 7 frequencies, the 7 tones, the 7 frequency of sound of the octave. Oh my goodness, A to G. I feel like you are entering into holy smoke, are you kidding me, Creator? Okay, you have released a lot of density, a lot of lead. And that's what I feel like you came through Chronos and you're entering into Kairos. You've came through Chronos, you have released a lot of lead, which shifted your relationship to time. You're no fool. You have, you're awake, you know, you understand humanity. You're not naive anymore. And I feel like you're entering into some kind of mystery school, but it's inner, into like a sacred, like I said, sacred contract. You're on a new sacred contract. Oh, Creator, bring this back. There was more with the bone. Yes, thank you. You're more energy than you're more energy, you're more light than you are mass now. Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you hear what I'm saying? That's what Caroline Mace and the masters are teaching right now. When you're in Chronos, you're all matter. Everything is dense. Time goes slow. It's like step by step. It's heavy. We're pulling buffalo skulls, ancestral karma, our own karma, our sense of time. We're trying to work towards empowerment and liberation from the past. We're not even in our present moment yet. We're still trying to work toward it. But the more you work toward it, the more you press forward, the more you're releasing. What do you think is getting drained off the buffalo skulls as you're pulling them forward, as you're wearing them away? You're wearing them away. The earth takes part of it as it drags along the earth. It's leaving a trace of itself behind you. You see what I'm saying? And pretty soon you've worn those buffalo skulls away. You have transcended. And while you wore them away, you're also transcending your life with your own awareness, becoming more aware. Okay? To the point where you release so much density from your life, where you enter now into present time, now. And that's what I'm feeling you are, more now. In your fullness, in the fullness of your life, in the fullness of this cycle, you are surrendering. That's so beautiful. That's what we're being asked to do. We've never been here before where we're being asked to develop our psyche and our lives and at the same time surrender it. That's, as it comes in, we let go. As it comes in, we let go. And the more, and that keeps us fluid. That keeps, yes, the hollow bone teachability. We keep hollow. We let what comes in flow. The music. Oh my gosh, what is this? What is this? Kristen, thank you for your comment. That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Kristen. But yes, frequency of sound, frequency of truth, the different layers of truth. It's true that we are in a tarot reading, but that doesn't mean it's truth. Can you hear what I'm saying? But within the hollow bone and teachability are the tones of truth, are the different layers of truth. You know, the Bible, I remember once when I was younger I was talking to a shaman, a man who said he was a shaman. And I was still very much involved into Christianity. And he said, like, is the Bible true? And I said, and I don't know, like, it's whatever. He was a shaman of his own culture. I don't know if he knew of the Bible, or maybe he did, who knows. But he asked me, is the Bible true? And I said, the Bible speaks to you at whatever level you're at. And that's what I mean, the layers of consciousness. It goes from red, like the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. The higher you go, the less dense the light is. The less the light bends. Red or ruby, it's dense. So when light hits a ruby, it's going to bend very much. It's going to bend quite a bit. But the harder the density, the harder the stone. Look at a diamond. It's very, very dense. It's still going to bend light, but it's going to bend light to all the frequencies within it. That's what I'm feeling you are in this hollow bone. Flowing, flowing, flowing. There's something flowing between you. The music, the sound, the truth. You can speak the truth on all the levels of all the frequencies, all the octaves. And you're going into, you're entering into a season in the fall where you're going to be relinquishing even more matter through your teachability. Through your teachability, whatever that means. We'll see what happens when we clarify with this. But you're becoming more energy than you are matter. Becoming more spirit than you are matter. When we're born to, when we're 40 years old, we go from spirit into flesh. From 40 onward to our death, we go from flesh back to spirit. Energy to matter. Matter back to energy. Spirit into the flesh, from flesh back into the spirit. And here you are becoming more energy, more spirit than you are flesh. And that's what's being... Oh, Kristen, thank you. See how much you guys teach me? You know, you guys are teaching me, and I just love all your comments. You guys are incredible. But that's what's happening, is your truth. The Tower of Babel has nothing to do with the tower. It has to do with the layers of consciousness in the human body corresponding to the chakras. Each chakra is a color spectrum, a spectrum of light, a spectrum of consciousness. Red, orange, yellow. These are spectrums of color, of consciousness. Okay? And not only are they light, but they're also sound. Language creates reality, so that sound also corresponds to the reality of the frequency. Okay, can you hear what I'm saying? Like, so bringing you into the north now, and dragons horde protecting the future. Dragons exist on a much higher level, and lower. Come on, let's not be ridiculous now. They exist on a higher level and on a lower level. But because this is the north, this is the pure. When you go into the north, you're in the purification. Things don't survive in the north. They don't flourish in the north. They're purified. Anybody that goes in the north better know what the hell they're doing. You know? You better be prepared and be educated about the north, because it'll take everything from you. It'll strip everything from you and leave you with your connection to the land. Your image can't survive up there because there's no one out there to care about it. Everybody is surviving. You see what I'm saying? Like it's, and I'm talking like Arctic, like cold, where you're near spirit. You're near the coldness of space, spirit. You're closest to spirit, where it's dark and you see the stars and the northern lights. The northern lights are said to be the souls that have been here and that are yet to be here. Okay? So Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. You hold a medicine in you that I'm feeling. Ooh, I don't know if I even want to say that. No, they're telling me I have to say it. Okay, you're holding a medicine that darker brujos want a hold of. Lower dimensional brujos, lower dimensional shamans. There's like 5 classes of shamans, and the first class is the lowest dimension. Shamans that will do harm for hire. Shamans that will do black magic for hire, and they're the lowest level of shaman. They say if you think the days of the kings and wizards are over, they're not. There's very much, the corporate world is very connected to the shamanic dimensions. The spiritual tendrils that stretch out into lower dimensions where they get their power from the lower worlds. Because the higher worlds closes your choices. The path becomes very narrow when you're in a higher dimension. You don't have access to all the lower dimensional paths that are open on a lower dimension as they are. That's why the north, you're purified. You're stripped. Things are stripped of you. You're more pure. Ask a monk. Ask a monk. You know? I remember when I had my job that I had, I actually caught head lice. And I had it for a year. I had like no help to help me with head lice. And I had hair down to my knees, you know, and these little parasites taught me more about the world I was in, because I had zero support. And I mean, I had helped people clean their houses and take no money in payment. I had extended myself endlessly. I was an overgiver. And the people in my life were takers. And I had zero help. I had to like shave my head completely bald. But I remember how liberated I felt. People thought I had cancer. And like, no. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I wish if our culture wasn't so ignorant, I would be bald all day long, you know. But my husband loves hair. He's like, no, baby, please don't shave your hair. But I loved it, how free I was. It's also cold. I was like, I'm gonna put my coat on. But it just, and I had this image of long hair, and this image. Sometimes I wake up and my hair is strangling me, you know, and it was kind of symbolic, like interesting how that image is like strangling me now. I need to let go of this image because I was entering into the crone of my life, you know, and yeah, so anyway, so I had to be purified too, you know. The images we hang on to they bring us, our season with them and our walk with them will take us to a certain point where we have to let go of them, and now comes in a new image, now comes in a new role, now comes in a new aspect of ourselves. You know, it's like Dolores Cannon when she talked about her role as a hypnotherapist and all the books that she's written. And she says, that role came about after she finished raising her kids and retiring from her job in the school district and the whole bit. She had to complete and finish certain roles, complete them, fulfill them, before other higher dimensional roles opened to her. And that's what I'm seeing here, is you have finished roles and you are coming into a much higher order of manifestation, higher order of living, higher order of experience, they just said higher order of economy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, okay. And the one that's up, okay. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You no longer lie to yourself anymore. You're aware of your self-deception. This is beautiful. Your self-deception helped you survive in the mind, under the mind of the overculture. You know, the mind of the overculture assimilates us all. You know, oh God, okay, they want me to bring this in. I remember talking to certain people and saying, people talk about the First Nations being like assimilated. I said, well, the British Empire was assimilated before we were. And I said this to my adopted family who are Anglo-Saxons. I said, you guys were assimilated before I was. And it was kind of like, no. Like, it was like, what? Are you serious? Like, you... I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you're not... Okay, like I just, whoa, like this person went from like a giant in my life, and when I saw their actual level of intelligence, I was like, I was like, oh my God, like either they shrunk or I grew, I don't know, but one of the two. But that's what I mean. We've all been assimilated onto the planet, into the mind of the overculture. That's how this works. That's how this works. The Virgin Mother. The truth that was spoken to me about this from Spirit when I was much younger helped me understand, like, how can the mother still be a virgin? That doesn't make sense. And what the Spirit explained to me was that the mind of the overculture had not penetrated her. She was in the world but not of the world. It had not penetrated her heart. Just like My Lady Peace that sings, we are all innocent, that's exactly, we are all the mother, having the capacity to birth the Christ through our lives, through ourselves. Can you hear what I'm saying? This is not a religious thing. This is a sovereign thing. Okay, and this is why the age of the church is coming to a close. It has to. It's like what the masters are teaching. Religion is dying because sovereignty must become organic now. In you and in me. That's it. That's it. Well, that's what that is. It's my drink. My water. Okay. So that's what's happened here, is that you're no longer lying to yourself. Groundhogs go into the earth, they burrow into the earth, they live in the earth, they burrow down there. So you have very much a relationship with your underworld. And the underworld, the roots, holding the roots underneath the giraffe exposed now as the giraffe eats from the higher dimensions. That's what I'm saying. You have access to the higher dimensions in the fullness of this cycle. Whatever this cycle is, you have access to the higher dimensions, and you're grounding the higher dimensions through your life alignment. Beautiful. Very, very rare. What's on the bottom of the deck for this? Justice. Justice for you and for others who follow behind you. Beautiful. You're like a modern day Christ in your own life, showing the way through your, yes, you're still maybe even following Christ, but you are manifesting that in today's understanding. People maybe don't follow the Christ, but they'll understand you, not knowing that they're following the Christ. You hear what I'm saying? You've become the organic Christ in your life. That's what this is. That's what this is. That's what this is. Embodying more organically of the higher dimensions, organic divinity in your life. Surrender, sky dancer. Sky dancer. What is dancing? Dancing is also communication. It is language. It is language. Oh my gosh. This comes back to here, back to the seven layers, back to the Tower of Babel. The 7 layers of experience, and you can dance between all of them. Holy sky dancer, yes, yes. On the south, in the physical world. So what that tells me is your capacity to speak to everybody, like the Bible, speaking to everybody at whatever length, whatever level they're at. Because like the groundhog, you know yourself in your lowest level. In the earth, in the underworld. Where is the underworld? It's in hell. Inside of you, inside of all of us. Hell is not a place, it's a state of mind. The Tibetan Book of the Dead makes that very clear. It's not a place. It's a state of mind within us that is magnetic also. Oh, sorry, this goes down here. Yes, okay, thank you. I was like, ooh, okay. Okay, what's on the bottom of the, oh my gosh. Yeah, see, Sky Dancer, because you have gone through the underworld of your own life, of your own understanding of disappointment, the Knight of Cups in reverse, your own disappointment, your own sense of grief, betrayal. How do I say this? Disappointment holds the magnetics of Pluto. When somebody is disappointed, they have gone through humiliation. Oh my gosh. The Knight of Cups in reverse is when you've been humiliated. You've gone through your humiliation rituals. Whatever those rituals were, burned away parts of your identity. Like me having to shave my head when I had lice. You know, the same thing. It burned away parts of your identity, where leaving you more not so dense, not so grounded in the physical, even though you're grounded in the physical. You see what I'm saying? But you're grounded in the physical in a different way, This disappointment and grief and loss made you very strong. Whatever you had to let go of. I just go between because there's two candles burning here. Whatever you had to let go of. And the disappointment of your past, the shame of your past, the humiliation rituals of your past made you very fucking strong. holy. I don't mean hardened, I mean strong. Strong in vulnerability. You are strong in vulnerability where other people would piss their pants. I'm not even kidding. That's the energy that's coming through this card. That's the energy that's coming through these dynamics. And you have the masculine and feminine energies in your life are aligned. Like I said, alignment, the masculine and feminine energies of the lovers. This is Gemini energy, light and dark. You're not a light chaser. You're not a light chaser. You don't chase the light. Pretend you don't have a shadow. You know your shadow. You know your darkness. You know your underworld. Your underworld of the roots of the tree of life that is within you is what supports you as you eat from the higher dimensions of the tree of life that you are. The tree of life of your life. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck for this is the Six of Swords. You're coming into a new contract, and in the fullness of this cycle, you are leaving behind, you are physically leaving behind an old world, and the old world is watching you leave. The old world, whoever you are the chosen one out of your group. You are the chosen one out of your family, your friends group, your workplace, whatever this is. You are the one that made it out. You're the one that made it through this. I'm feeling like other people weren't meant to make it through. Other people weren't meant to make it through. They were here to support you in some higher dimensional way, even though they would never admit that to you in true life, like in the physical, on the physical domain. Spirit is saying they were here to support you. That was their contract. They were here to support you by betraying you, by abandoning you, by doing all the things that made systems fail in your life, that forced you to find your own power and your own sovereignty. That's how they served you, and they were under contract to do so. Because had they supplied you with what you needed, you would have stopped there at them and not come all the way home to yourself. That's what this is about. Okay, what is the 28 hollow bone teachability? What is teachability? As you go entering more into more into more energy, you're becoming more energy than you are matter. Death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. We have Justice in reverse. And immediately this is, I'm getting someone else's energy here. But is this the collective's energy, creator? Is this collective's energy? The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this is your energy. This is what you've had to go through to get here. And that's what they're showing. Yes, you're here, but you didn't just pop out here. They're showing you were like in a simmering pot for like a long time, in a pressure cooker almost, simmering pot. You went through a season in your life, and this is what is dying now. This is what has died, death and rebirth. A simmering pot. You went through like lack of rest. You had no rest. You toiled. You had to toil. You had to work very, very hard. Incredibly hard. even if you were unemployed, even like the work you had to do, maybe you're a housewife, maybe you're room and boarding, or I don't know, but like obviously you probably do work, but I just mean like even if you weren't like, even if this is just corresponding to inner work, and it's both, it's inner work and outer work. While you were doing the outer work in your job or your home or your family, you were doing inner work symbiotically together. They're both gears turning together. Holy, holy, holy. What you were working toward was toward like wholeness. You were working toward wholeness with a certain, like I said, like I immediately felt there's someone else's energy here, but it's tangled up in yours. You were working very hard toward some sort of like reunion or completion, fulfillment. Fulfillment. You were working toward fulfillment with a group of people in your life. And these people in your life had no intention of fulfilling whatever this is with you. They had no intention. It was unrequited love. Whatever, these are this way. Whatever messages you were given, these people never had any intention. That's why whatever happened, I'm feeling like you've already been through this. Like this was a death. It was a death. The hollow bone, teachability. This illusion, you were working toward fulfilling a contract with a group of people, but these people had no intention of fulfilling this contract with you. I'm feeling like these people, because this was for you. This was for you. It's like you passed through the eye of the needle, the Queen of Pentacles. There was unrequited love here because these people were like, they were like teachers that knew how to teach the path, but they didn't walk the talk. They didn't walk the path. They walked the path like 30, 60, 100-fold. They walked the path 30-fold, but they didn't evolve it. They didn't evolve it. Maybe they couldn't. You know, maybe they couldn't. We can only do what we have the neurology to do. And unless we're all fucked up with addiction and like serious addiction, like alcoholism or heroin or crystal meth or something like that, that is like serious, or serious mental health too. Could be mental health also too, that is stopping a person from fulfilling this work. And oftentimes a person who is mentally ill doesn't know that they're mentally ill. They think they're normal. They think they're right. They think they are where they're supposed to be, that they're right, you know. They're not aware until they get it pointed out through various people, like you're not well, you need help, you know. Either way, these people had no intention of fulfilling this contract with you, and that's why this is a death and a rebirth in the fall. This was the end of a contract with somebody that brought you into the purification stage, because wherever you were going into a very abundant future. And you have energy that lower dimensional brujos want to get a hold of. I feel like you're very protective. Okay, they're asking for the Hermetic deck for this. Okay, what is Dragon's Horde for the future creator? What is the Dragon's Horde? So you The death and rebirth you went through. Put you in the most optimal position to teach. Yeah, you're very passionate, very Princess of Wands, very passionate, very youthful energy, and very passionate, kind. You're very kind. You have a kindness that is the true essence of who you are after coming through such a death, such a betrayal. I'm feeling like this. I almost started crying, and I'm so glad. I was like, please God, I do not want to cry on camera. I don't want to cry on camera. Oh, but the pain, the sadness. Holy smoke. So we've got the universe, the Princess of Swords, and the Hierophant. This is definitely sovereignty. This is new sovereignty. You're growing into a sovereignty. You're expanding into this through your heart, through your mind, the mind and the heart. You're in a new cycle of sovereignty, the universe, new cycle, brand new, end of a cycle and beginning of a new one. The Hierophant, sovereign. Sovereignty. Absolutely. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Ten of Cups. I'm feeling harmony of your 12 within you. Like I said, alignment. Alignment in the south and alignment in the north. And this is new. This is a newness, a new sense of unity within yourself, a new sense of inner family, inner wholeness, wholeness, holiness, holiness. And it's not religious. This is homeness. Holy smoke. Beautiful, you guys. Job well done. So you are on your sacred contract. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this reading. I'm going to leave this here. And see you guys in the next reading.